Today the Lexus is getting a new steering wheel, and I may have cheated a little bit. I know, before you get your torches and pitchforks out, it's just 2 bolts, okay? These 2 right here, they're T30s, and they go in on the sides, somewhere in there. Anyways though, once you get those 2 bolts out, you can just pull this airbag off by hand, and there's 1 sensor to disconnect. Also, sorry about the bad lighting right now. This little lamp is all I have for light, but we're gonna make it work. Once you get that airbag off, you're going to want to come into this part of the steering wheel, take off this nut here, which is a 19. Kind of ironic, but one thing that I would recommend is actually putting it back on just a couple turns, so that way when you get it off, the steering wheel doesn't come flying at you or anything. You just want to wiggle the steering wheel loose while pulling on it just gently. You don't want to break anything. It took a lot of really hard pulling, but the steering wheel is finally loose. Last thing you need to do before getting the steering wheel off is, sorry about the lighting, but this clip here, I need one of those pliers to kind of pinch this part down and then just pull on it. Now you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. You're going to want to take off that screw, and then there's one more down here to take off. That will allow you to pop off this cover thing here to wire your horn on. Once you get that cover off, there's 4 screws in each of the corners for your clock spring, also Phillips. You're going to want to remove all those and then pull your clock spring off. There's these 2 connectors attached to the clock spring that you got to disconnect. Definitely not perfect, but the way you're going to want to wire your horn if you're doing this is take a paper clip and bend it to where it is going into this connector, this leftmost point where the green wire is at the very back. And you're going to want to put the screw there to hold it in place, so that way the paper clip can make a ground connection between the back of your hub and where the horn relay wire thing would be. Alright, then you want to just press your hub on there. I'm using one of these short hubs. I know there's other kinds of hubs you can use where you don't have to remove the clock spring, but I don't have one of those. Now this is going to be specific to the type of wheel you're using, but I have to put on this little adapter because this is a NRG style hub and I have a Nardi wheel. So I have to put on this little adapter to make the wheel and the hub line up. So you just line up the adapter with your hub, put the little hex bolts in, and tighten those down. Then you're going to want to take that nut you took off earlier, get your 19mm wrench and tighten that thing back down. Now, if you want to test your horn at this point, you can take these 2, where the 2 metal of this part on the inside and this metal piece are connected, and the horn should go off. I'm not going to do that right now because it is past midnight, but your horn should be working if you want to reconnect your battery and do all that. Now, I'm pretty sure this isn't how you're supposed to do it, but this obviously connects to here. This is the positive connector for your horn. And this is the negative one. There's no place for me to actually connect it, so I just ran it through this clip for the actual horn button itself. And it's not ideal, but it's kind of one of those if it works situations. I was working on my car. You can see the steering wheel there finally. And I had a little visitor come in. Hey, buddy. Hi. I need you to get out so I can work on my car. But I love you. But you can't be in here right now. Quick tip, put this cover back on the top before you put the steering wheel on, because it will be much harder to get it on, if not impossible, after you mount the steering wheel. The bottom one though, I mean, as long as you can get to that screw and that screw, it'll be pretty easy to put that part on. Well, my flashlight, the lamp thing I was using, just died, and the steering wheel is mounted enough to where I can drive it. I'm going to connect the battery and see if my car blows up or not. Alright, I guess all that's left now is to take it for a test drive. I'm not putting that cover back on yet, and I will let you guys know how it drives after this. Well, other than this being straight and not that, like it should be, it is actually pretty good. It's the next day, and we're going to see if we can get this steering wheel from where this is straight to where this is straight. Should just have to adjust one spline. We'll see how long it takes. It took a couple tries, but we finally got the wheel to where straight is actually straight. So we're going to get everything else put back together and call it a day. I then proceeded to break the damn horn button, so I have to glue this little clip back on. So I got to wait for that to dry before I can do anything else. Well, the glue I was using, it was going to take 24 hours to dry, and this video is long enough. I don't feel like waiting another day. Here's the finished product for now. Let's go take a look.